Yo, is it just me? Is it just me? Or is Yamato like one of the best females introduced into One Piece in ages? I ain't gonna lie, like people were real hyped up off Uti. They're like, yo, she's bad and all of this stuff talking about this one and that one, but I gotta say hands down, yo, Yamato, baby, Yamato, oh my gosh. And a lot of that has to do with inspiration, baby. Her inspiration makes her godlike. I love it, and boy, the talks of new Straw Hat. I always enjoy those conversations. I've been having them for ages. I remember way back people were saying possibly Monet, the bird chick, was going to be Straw Hat. People said Bartolomeo could have been a Straw Hat, although that would have been weird, like this fanboy going crazy over, you know, his fellow peers and stuff like that. There's just been so many. Of course, now Jinbei is officially seemingly one of the Straw Hats, but I gotta say, I am really gassed up and really hyped to see Yamato potentially be a next Straw Hat. I want to see it. I like it. I love it. That's what, yo, cue the Stephen A. Smith gif right now, okay? People, the little clip of him saying,
I love what I'm seeing. I love what's going on right now. This is what it's all about.
A lot to be discussed with the latest events in One Piece. Let's talk, baby. Let's talk about that. One Piece greatness! Who'd ever thought that Kaido's child would be just this freaking, well, yeah, it's Kaido. Like, I'd hope that his child would be this epic. Let's do it, baby.
I say we gonna do what we do, no matter how you move, make your move. That's how it be, though.
So like I said in the beginning of the video, a lot of people were hyped off a lot of characters potentially being Straw Hats. Even Carrot, you know, people have said Carrot for Straw Hat. Honestly, I thought she was cool. I thought she was dope. I was never that excited, like, yo, yes, she has to be the next Straw Hat. Bartolomeo, I thought he would have been a cool Straw Hat. People even said way back in the Dressrosa days, Rebecca could have been Straw Hat. That would have been, to be honest with you, like, Gladiator, she kind of ruined the One Piece anime with all those One Piece anime original episodes with her, so, but I gotta say, hands down, like, I am all on board, and I would love it if Yamato became the final new Straw Hat after, I guess, Jinbei, although, who knows what's gonna happen with Jinbei. There's still speculation that maybe he could die in all of this, which we've been, the death flags for Jinbei has been extreme throughout all of this, but that Yamato greatness, baby, she's already displayed greatness and she just got introduced a chapter or two ago, like, yo. So One Piece 984 kicks off from where the last one left off, with the aftermath of the battle with Page 1 and Ulti versus Luffy, and then of course Yamato had jumped in and stopped it all and basically gave them a bludgeon. And it's interesting because you still got to give mad props. You cannot disqualify the Tobiropo or even undermine their strength, because like they just were in a battle with Luffy, then Yamato came in and bludgeoned the shit out of them, hit them with an attack that is like, what is it called again? Thunder Baguya. Like, yo, they got hit with a Thunder Baguya, which is basically one of Kaido's techniques. And Ulti is a little messed up. You see, she a little bloody. Page 1, he's like, I kind of loosened my jaw a little bit, not really that injured. So I ain't gonna lie, the Tobiropo, they are very worthy of the position that they currently are holding and being one of Kaido's people, like hands down, because they took that ass whipping like I was gonna say like a man, but yeah, OT. You get what I'm saying. They did the thing, and I was like, damn. Although again, Ulti did get a little messed up. There was blood, which showcases, yo, Yamato ain't no joke, baby, Yamato. And that also makes me wonder where's Yamato's power at on the scale. I mean, at the end of the day, if you're Kaido's child, yeah, you're greatness. Then we cut to Luffy versus Yamato battle, because Luffy's like, yo, I don't got time for this nonsense. And you gotta love Luffy that he's like, yo, I don't want to deal with this right now. Either be straight up front with me or get out of here. And we see them throwing hands a little bit, and honestly, the art in this chapter looked really good. Looks like Oda is really on board with this Yamato character as well. And there's just so much mystique from even before the mask came off. And I gotta keep it real, I was a little bit, you know, I was a little bit too gung-ho in my last video. I was like, oh my god, Oda did it. I knew it. I knew Odin ain't dead yet. And okay, yeah, Odin is dead, which it makes sense in retrospect. I sometimes I go off a little bit too much of emotion and being just so excited that I get blindsided by things of like, yeah, it probably would make more sense to not have it be Oden, because his legacy and the way he went out was incredible. Like, that'd be like bringing back Ace or bringing back Whitebeard to life and saying that they survived it somehow. It ruined the incredible writing and the tale of how they went out, you know what I'm saying? So it would make sense to keep Oden dead, although it did for a minute. Like, you can't deny that Oda yanked our chain just a little bit, showcasing, you know, the outfit and the inspiration that is just oozing off of Yamato in the last chapter. And now in retrospect, when I was first reading the chapter, I was kind of a little bit confused when Yamato says, oh, this reminds me of a battle from the past, and I'm kind of like, well, what are you referring to there? I'm assuming based on the end of the chapter when Yamato referred to Ace and stuff like that, probably she had a similar encounter to Ace with Luffy. Like, probably when she first ran into him, he probably tried to throw hands with her and he was going in, and they had like a misunderstanding, and eventually she had to sit down and break it down to him, which anytime you bring in Ace into the story, because of the way Oda does it, we rarely get flashbacks like that and shit. I'm all for it. So really, really dope stuff there as well, bringing Ace slowly into it, which you can see Ace really left a lot of impact on Wano, like going back to Tama in the beginning and, you know, her finding out that Luffy is Ace's brother, and then now Yamato. Yeah, that was hype. Then we cut to a different scene when I'm like, oh no, I want more of that Yamato scene. Yamato right now looking greatness, but we cut to Orochi's dirty ass. Like, yo, Orochi is just dirty, disgusting, dirty. He's there glorifying this execution. He's like, this is gonna be an amazing, this is gonna be huge of an execution of this little kid. And it's funny how the people don't even really believe Orochi. They're like, yo, there's plenty of kids with top knots. Like, oh, what are you going on about that? This witch, you know, Odin's wife brought him to the future. Like, even they think like this is just a political stunt, like this dude is on some bullshit. They can't even believe it, the amazing powers that Odin's wife had. And oh man, like there's just non-stop. Every time we see Orochi, I notice that Oda makes it a point to showcase whenever we see Orochi, he's doing something else to make us hate him, and his death and his defeat is going to be glorious. It's going to be huge. The ratings, it's going to be huge, because dude is a straight scumbag. You got Robin and Jinbei there, and I can imagine them trying to stomach this shit of, you know, Orochi glorifying this execution and how it's going to go down and shit. And you can definitely see that they're being very cautious. To be honest with you, if I was Robin right there, make her hands appear real quick, snap dude's neck. Hey, it's done with. I'll take the L, whatever's going to happen to me afterward. Or even Jinbei, hit him with some of that karate real quick. But again, we, you know, as much of a dictator and as much as a piece of shit Orochi is, he's not necessarily weak either. Like, you got to remember that he does have a zone devil fruit. He looks like he's formidable in and of himself. He's not just like a weakling that anybody could hurt. It's not like Chopper's gonna come and punch him in the nose and it'll be the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? So they do got to play it cautiously, and it's nice seeing, like, you know, the build up. It really feels intense being and seeing that scene, and like, oh my god, if I was in that room seeing what's going on right now, like, you got to keep your mouth shut, despite, like, this is horrible, this is horrendous. Then we also cut to seeing Law and a part of the crew as well, that they're on their way and they're going through a different passage, because remember, everybody broke up and they're going through different ways to try to reach Kaido. And it was nice to see that. I mean, it was just progression and advancement of, like, okay, they're making their way. They finally reached the back part. I think they're going through, like, the back part of the kingdom, so that way they could try and surprise them, or just in general go through a different method. But it's just like, okay, everybody's gathering, which is starting to make me think maybe 5 to 10 chapters from now is when it's really all going to kick off, because now we even had Izo, is it Izo or Izo, however you pronounce, is introduced as well. We got Neko Mamushi, we got Law, we got everybody there. This is going to be very, very freaking insane. So we're little by little, again, some people might not look at it as the biggest thing in the world, but that's progression. I mean, it does feel a little bit slow, like, oh, it's been taking a while, but we're here, baby, we're here. Then we get that really awesome spread of seeing Kaido, Orochi, and Queen is like, yo, I got an idea to make this even pop more, which I can only imagine, because Queen is a dirty dude as well. Like, all of these people is dirty. Like, Kaido, all of them are dirty. Like, I kind of almost regret what I said in my last video, saying that, oh man, maybe Kaido, you know, because he knew what he did to Odin was wrong, he ended up keeping him alive and shit like that. No, Kaido's just as dirty. I mean, at the end of the day, he's rubbing elbows with Orochi. You know what they say, birds of a feather flock together, and these motherfuckers is flocking high. So whatever the hell Queen's going to do, and it's just sick. Like, it really makes the, like, you know, you go back to an arc like Punk Hazard, where Caesar Clown was doing all these dastardly deeds to these children and all these experiments and shit like that, and then you cut to this, and now Orochi has this kid, Momonosuke, tied up, and he's gonna execute him and shit like that, and Queen's like, we're gonna make it even grander, I got an idea. I'm like, Oh my god. Like, yo, the intensity just continues to build. The frustration, I'm frustrated, so I can imagine a lot of the fandom as well was like pissed, like, this dude needs to die, this dude needs to get his ass whipped, and Kaido as well for co-signing this bullshit. Like, Kaido's on some fuckboy shit right now. Then we come back to my favorite parts of the chapter, because I don't know people. I could see every time Yamato gets reintroduced to the story and we get some scenes with Yamato, I might be going fanboy mode, because we come back again and I'm just like, yes. Well, mind you, I guess I technically wasn't at the moment, because I still didn't see the design, because yes, that beautiful design of Yamato does play a part in me being like, badass female that's riding like, because we find out more of the backstory, which makes you care about Yamato even more. Back in the day, Yamato told Kaido, I want it to be Odin, I want to be Odin, and that Kaido beat the dog tar out of Yamato and was like, yo, what? Which, a side note real quick, I really wonder who's Yamato's mom. Like, imagine it really is Big Mom. Like, they both, like, that is a legendary warrior. If not only you're inspired by Odin, you seemingly are strong as hell, and your parents are Kaido and Big Mom. I mean, don't get me wrong, she don't look like Big Mom, but not all of Big Mom's kids look like her anyway. But my gosh, I'm really curious who the hell is Yamato's mom. I'm imagining though it's probably not Big Mom, and it's somebody that's already passed. It seems as though Oda, you know, he likes to throw curveballs often, not from time to time, often. So it's probably not going to be the Big Mom ex Kaido theory, and maybe if they do have a child, it'll be somebody else. But I don't think Yamato, but who knows, maybe I'll be wrong. We even found out that Yamato was at the execution of Odin and cried her eyes out and was just like destroyed by it, and even found his journal, and that's basically like her Bible. That's why she became who she is today, why she dresses like that, why she acts like that. I'm imagining she's going to use some technique similar to Odin as well. Like, even though she was a Thunder Baguya, and mind you, you know, she wasn't able to really utilize it like Kaido, so it's probably in front of them, because she's even hiding like all of this. This is all hidden, like minus the outfit that some people I'm sure can catch on, like, why are you dressed like Odin? This is seemingly a hidden thing from everybody, like she's hiding the Bible stuff, or, you know, his journey, his adventures. And even takes it a step further and is like, yo, I want to open up Wano, which again, it makes sense. Like, that's one of the things that Odin wanted to do. Like, this is straight up a, not Odin fanboy per se, because it's not, like, this is so much more deeper than that. This isn't like Bartolomeo with Luffy and them, that he's just like a blithering idiot that is just like fanboying, or like if Luffy takes a shit, he'd probably scoop it up and put it in the front of his sails of his ship. Like, it ain't that deep, I don't think. Because then the ending, we find out that, obviously through the video I've been telling you, but you already knew that it was a plot twist at the end, that yeah, Yamato was actually a female this whole time, and they've been like, you know, thinking that it's a man, but because Yamato loves and worships Odin so much, she was like, well, Odin was a man, so I'm gonna be a man. I was just like, damn, I ain't gonna lie, that definitely gets a little bit like, because I've seen some people saying like, yo, this is progressive and shit like that, and kind of does feel like that. I don't think it's necessarily 100% going that direction, but it does seem to be the case at the same time. And even after that, she's like, yo, you remind me of Ace. So huge finale of the chapter, like the ending between finding out that that's not actually a son, that's a female, which I'm wondering, because a lot of people were referring to Yamato like, is this like a secret that Kaido has? Like, I'm sure Kaido gotta know, like, yo, you have a daughter, not a son, right? Like, a lot of really oddities there, or they maybe just all accepted, like, yo, Yamato says that she's a man, so she's a man. So there could be that possibility as well, because, you know, you never know with the One Piece world. But absolutely amazing chapter, great twist. Definitely, like, I was excited thinking like Odin's alive, but I fuck with this heavy as well. Like, I don't mind it at all. I think it's dope, and I ain't gonna lie, between a lot of the characters we've seen so far that everybody throughout the years have been saying, this could be the next Straw Hat, that could be the next Straw Hat. No, Yamato, next Straw Hat, please make it happen. And it does seem like it's very plausible. You gotta think, we've had very similar parallels between Roger's journey and Luffy's journey, and one of the parallels right now that would make a lot of sense to be very similar would be that Odin, at the end of Roger's journey, almost joined up and was a part of the crew. Yamato, very inspired by Odin, could be at the end of the journey deciding, you know what, I'm gonna join Luffy's crew as well. So there's that possibility. Again, it's also progressive, and it seems as though that's something that maybe Oda's interested in inserting into the manga. And overall, she's a badass character. She looks great, she's awesome, I rock with it heavy, and on top of that, that's Kaido's daughter. Wouldn't that make it 10 times grander? Like, yo, you got Kaido's daughter rocking with you. She said she wants to join up and work with him. She didn't say exactly about being a Straw Hat per se, but you think about it, if she's inspired and she looks at Luffy and really realizes that he has that same energy that Roger exuded, and she's inspired by Odin, when he saw that energy, he's like, yo, I'm gonna join him and I'm gonna rock with him. And it also would make sense too, because you think about it, at one point Oda Oden was Whitebeard, you know, one of the adversaries to Roger, and then eventually joined Roger. Right now, Yamato is, you know, rocking with Kaido. That's her father. Obviously, she's a part of his people or whatnot. If she defects, it'll be the same thing. Very, very curious what you guys think. The number one question I want to ask, to be honest with you, is Yamato, next Straw Hat, yay, nay? Like, I wouldn't even care, to be honest with you, if she replaced Jinbei. If Jinbei ends up not making it out of all this, but we get Yamato in exchange. I'm not a Jinbei hater per se, but I'm a Yamato lover right now. You got me good. And your overall expectations on all of this, like, yo, what do you think Kaido's gonna do when he finds out? Like, if he already, back in the day, clobbered the shit out of her when she said she wanted to be Oden, but at the same time is respecting her wishes in a way of like, okay, you're a man, you're a man. It is what it is. Do you think that he would, at the end of the day, begrudgingly, but still say, alright, you want to go with him? Whatever. And your overall thoughts and expectations for One Piece with chapter 985 and beyond. I can't freaking wait. This is gonna be so hype. But that's all I have for this one. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you liked anything I had to say or enjoyed the video, drop me a like. I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you want more from me, make sure to subscribe. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, hit that bell to get all notifications, and if you want to follow any of my other social media, links in the description below. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day, and remember the golden rule: anime and manga for life, boy. Have an awesome day, peace in, and Yamato for Straw Hat, baby. I gotta say it.
Everything good always comes to an end. If you stab me in my back, we can never make amends. Trying to move to acceptance, hard to accept it. Mistakes like mirrors, gotta reflect it. I don't wanna fucking leave, but I gotta leave the maybes to the crazies. Maybe one day there I go, admitting something in a subtle way. No more copies, leave without a trace.